Aries, before we begin your reading, I want to read you a quote by Robert Greene from the 48 Laws of Power. Being attacked is a sign that you are important enough to be a target. You should relish the attention and the chance to prove yourself. Now, Aries, there's a lot going on inside your energy, and it's all because you are preparing to have some sort of major level up in your life. So if you've been putting the work in, you're essentially going to have a pretty good idea of what that may be. I feel that there's some sort of big moves that are preparing to unfold, but this is because you have been depositing good energy into that space. So naturally, you're going to start receiving the blessings for doing so. But with this, Aries, always comes individuals who aren't prepared to see you evolve, to see you expand. And not because they feel sad that you might no longer be around them because you've moved on in your life, but because of their refusal to self-examine and level up themselves. You have become a direct reflection of everything that is unhealed within this person or these people, whoever it is you may be dealing with. And you'd be very surprised at the lengths that people will go to stop you from becoming a greater version of yourself. What do we have at the foundation of the reading? Wow. 5 of Cups, Scorpio energy at the foundation of the reading. Now, this 5 of Cups perfectly encapsulates the energy of the message that I just delivered to all of you guys. Here you are moving on, and here's this person stuck where they've always been. This person refuses to self-examine and meet you where you are preparing to go to. Instead of focusing all of their energy on themselves and all the things that they can improve in their own waking life, they focus on you and the emotional suffering that they are now going through because you have become a better version of yourself. Now, this is also the kind of individual who's going to project everything that's unhealed within them on you. Well, if it wasn't for Aries, I'd be able to do this, that, and the other. And I'm picking up heavily family members, siblings, parents, specifically a mother, but it could really be anybody. That's just who I feel it is for a majority of you out there. Yeah, I'm picking up on a unhealed feminine energy. It's actually quite strong. I can almost see this person in my mind's eye. This person has built an entire reality where they have been controlling the flow of energy in and out of their environment. This feels like somebody very close to you, Aries. And I feel that you're finally starting to break away from this person's grasp. This also has some pretty strong hints of generational karma, generational curses, right? See, a generational curse is when, let's say, a child is born into a family, and as they grow older, they become an exact mirror reflection of their parents. There's no real evolution there. There's no change. All the bad habits just carried down. All the weird behavioral patterns that have probably been handed down generation after generation for God knows how long, that individual is now utilizing in their own waking life. This is a kind of curse. But we live in a time now where there's a lot of individuals, a lot of black sheeps or chosen ones, individuals that were sent into these family lineages to break these curses because it's a sort of unevolving kind of energy. It's stagnant. It's stale. It needs to be reinvigorated and rerouted. That's why when we hear about black sheep or chosen ones, these are people that go through a lot of trials and tribulations because they're tasked with breaking this kind of spell, this curse, right? And because of that, they lead very tumultuous lives. But that is why you individuals are favored by the Most High, by the universe, because you are doing a job that is not only very difficult, but is helping with evolution, the greater good of mankind. There's so many levels to this, but this is how it really shows up in your own waking life. What do we have at the... Okay, I'm going to take both of these cards. Both of them hit the chakras in reverse. Okay, so King of Wands in reverse, Aries, Leo, Sag energy, Star, wow, in reverse at the solar plexus. I couldn't have asked for any other cards in these positions to follow up what I just said that would be more perfect than the King of Wands and the Star card in reverse. Now, the King of Wands at this sacral position is somebody who's not ready yet. This is somebody who's not ready to self-examine. They're not ready to look at their reflection in the mirror and do all the heavy lifting, spiritually speaking. And because of this, they put a target on you. Oh, wow. Okay, I just heard for some of you that's literal. All right. And then the Star card at the solar plexus, Aquarius energy in reverse, is an energy that wants you to be ignored. They don't want to have to witness your rise. For them, that's the worst thing that could ever happen. And for you, you could have never possibly imagined this. I feel that by default, you thought that these individuals would cheer you on, would be happy for you. But what you're being faced with here is something that you could have never have imagined in your wildest dreams. It really is one of these energies where your dreams are somebody else's nightmares, and there's a crossing of the two. It's heartbreaking, it's shocking when this happens, but it's absolutely necessary because it also wakes you up to the truth of exactly why this has been so difficult to begin with. You understand now, wow, it's true. I am breaking a generational curse here, and because of that, I'm not going to be met with cheers. I'm not going to be met with celebration. In fact, what I'm going to be met with is a lonely road that I have to walk alone. But it's only like that at first, Aries, until you start to realize that you're not alone. The entire universe is around you, embracing you. I also feel that this Star card at the solar plexus is telling us that you're starting to see where all the restriction was in your life now. You're starting to think about other times in the past when quite possibly you missed out on opportunities or there was no good reason why something didn't swing in your favor. And it's all connected to this energy. There's also a sense that you were beginning to see that individuals that you may have once seen as strong, confident, and maybe you looked up to these people. You see them as weak, cowards. Complete paradigm shift is taking place in your life right now. On one hand, you have this tremendous blessing that you're preparing to embrace. And on the other hand, you have all of the disappointment that you have to come to terms with in relation to these people now that are having the spotlight put on them by the universe, which is interesting because the Star card in its upright position is an energy of being in the spotlight of your life, however that shows up for you, right? It's basically just saying you've arrived where you're supposed to be. But in reverse, these individuals have tried to steal that spotlight from you. But what they didn't realize is that by stealing your spotlight, the universe is taking that spotlight and illuminating to you everything that they have been doing all of this time to stop you. So they got exactly what they asked for. They tried to steal your spotlight and in turn had the spotlight put on all of their wickedness that they have been projecting onto you. What do we have at the heart, please? Six of Cups, Scorpio energy in reverse at the heart. Again, following exactly what I just said, 5 to the 6 of Cups. Now, the 6 of Cups is an energy of living in the past. They're trying to keep you shackled to an idea of who they think you should be. 6 of Cups is also an energy where they want you to think that all of your expectations you have for yourself are unrealistic. You know, I'm getting a message here surrounding people that have hidden limitations to how far they are willing to watch you succeed. Very narcissistic. Now, this is one of these situations where they'll act like they support you, but once you start going above what they have succeeded at in their life, this is when we've got problems. This is when you start to see that there's a kind of wall, there's a dead end there that you never saw before. But they also never expected you to reach this point where you would actually see this or feel this. Because for a lot of you, this feels spiritual. It just feels like a deep knowing that you have. You feel like there's something holding you back and it's almost unexplainable, but now you have something to connect this to. This energy feels like a reoccurring nightmare. It feels so real. It feels like a kind of haunting that doesn't want to let you go. What do we have at the throat, please? Seven of Swords, Aquarius energy at the throat. What an energy. This energy knows that you know what they've been doing. But for a lot of you, there's been no communication of this. It's something that's being illuminated to you as you're pushing forward on your path. And I feel that a lot of you have gotten a pretty big warning from the divine to not look back, to not face off with this energy. You're breaking free, and the divine wants to keep you pressing forward, focused on this manifestation and blessing. There's nothing that can be said to these individuals. There's no making things right here, and they know that. But rather than doing the right thing by you, doing some sort of damage control, I feel that they're doubling down, and they're doing it from the shadows. That's why you need to keep it pushing. You know, before the reading, I saw the Nine of Wands in my deck flipped over, and it really stuck with me. And I'm seeing it again now in my mind's eye, which is you needing to keep your distance from these energies here. This can be frustrating too, because a part of you really wants to put them in their place or let them know that you know what they're wondering if you know, but you can't. And this is a test as well from the universe. How bad do you want it? How disciplined have you truly become? Because this new chapter of your life requires your discipline. You can't be moving like you once did when you were around these energies. You have a responsibility now. You're being given something, Aries. You're being given a tremendous blessing. But another thing that the universe is going to need you to start getting used to is the fact that where you're going, there's always going to be people that are invested way too much into your level up. Almost like you feel like you're always being watched, like your life is being observed through a magnifying glass. People are always looking for something. Oh, right. They're looking for that reaction. That's why you need to keep it pushing. You cannot give them any sort of fuel. Do not give them what they want. And then right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Devil, Hangman. Now, the Devil is really speaking about this energy that doesn't want to let you go. It's an energy here that wants to keep you in bondage, wants to keep you chained to the past. It's an energy that is very envious of you, and they don't like that. They would rather have you in a space that they can control than feel that energy absorbing into every fiber of their being. I'm also hearing something here about some of these individuals trying to take credit for the success that you are about to have in your life. Somehow, they think that they're responsible for this, that it should be theirs. Picking up on a very self-entitled energy. Also feels like, for some of you out there, this could absolutely be connected to an old friend, a sibling, maybe somebody who you grew up with who hasn't accomplished anything in their life, and now they're projecting that onto you like it's because of you. Yeah, I just heard wicked stepsisters. That's going to resonate with some of you out there. What do we have at the third eye, please? King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy at the third eye. Okay, so I just heard eye on the prize, Aries, and that's what this King of Pentacles at the third eye is representing. This third eye positioning is speaking about this vision you have, okay? It's right there. It's almost like you can reach out and grab it, but you're not quite there yet. Okay, I heard you're in the crossover point right now, and in this crossover point, this is where you have all of this wickedness illuminated to you. Okay, I heard you're between worlds. You're stepping through the portal of two realities. The reality of this older version of yourself and the reality of this new, more aligned with your higher self and this version of yourself that you are getting ready to step into. This is one of these energies where you wake up one day and you are pinching yourself because your reality is now reflecting that of a dream. It's almost like it's unbelievable. It's unreal. I'm hearing something about your visions and dreams and how you're in the reality of those now. It's like you've shifted timelines and you're starting to realize that your dreams were all echoes, were all future versions of yourself, or rather versions of yourself that were on different timelines in a sort of parallel reality that were calling you. And that's probably the best example that I can give of timeline jumping. You're just becoming a more refined, optimized version of yourself. You're actually going after those things that are calling you. you're actually putting the hard work in because you love yourself enough to want to do the work that will result in the change that is required for you to get there. And this is going to pay off big time. This King of Pentacles is putting an emphasis on your security. It's an energy of abundance, but this is only attained by hardcore discipline. But you know this, and you are one of the most disciplined signs of the zodiac. Once you get focused on something, that's it. You're on your way. This is you in your highest vibration, Aries. And I feel that, oh wow, I just heard you're about to meet a version of yourself that has always existed as an idea or a dream of the person that you want to become. It's like you're getting ready to meet yourself at the crossroads, at this space where all points converge, the past, present, and future. It's like the ultimate point of calibration where you catch up to your higher self. And now you're on this new timeline, chasing your next highest self. You know, I was just speaking about this in one of the readings, where we don't have one higher self. Our higher self has a higher self. It's infinite. Evolution and spiritual growth is perpetual. Once you hit one level in the game, well, you got another one that you got to go to. It's just how it works. But with every new level, you've got a new devil, whether that's someone in your environment or something that you have to overcome internally. There's always something that we can get better at doing. We are spiritual beings having a human existence. We've come down here to challenge ourselves inside these human vessels. How far can we get? How much can we actually accomplish? Because our spirits can accomplish anything. But when we incarnate into these third density human vessels, there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Life is really like a game. And I feel that you are about to have a serious win here, because the energy that I'm picking up on is for a collective of Aries that are about to defeat the level that they are on and step directly into a whole new beginning. What do we have at the crown, please? Too many cards. What do we have at the crown, please? And there we go. Just followed what I said. Chariot. Right at the crown. Cancer energy. Victory. Here you are, moving on to the next level. But like I just channeled through with this King of Pentacles, discipline, determination, and you asserting yourself to make this happen is the only thing that is going to bring forward this action and change. Your willingness to want to be the greatest version of yourself, to want to be the superhero in your own life, and to leave a legacy behind, whatever that looks like for you, is what makes this happen. This is not something that shows up on anybody's front doorstep. You got to go out and get it. And as an Aries, you should know this all too well. To achieve this takes great focus, but you clearly pull this off. And the hardest part about this entire journey is having to let go of this energy here. The energy that refuses to let go of you and is invested and working overtime to pull you back. And I just heard wipe your memory that the idea of success is something that you can attain. Wow. Okay, I just got another message here for a group of you. I heard that for some, this is directly connected to a relationship that you have been in. You've moved on from somebody and they refuse to see you happy with somebody else. And I'm also getting something here about an individual who may have some sort of parasocial attachment to you. It's like somebody that you don't even know has just created some fantasy in their mind about who they think you are to them. Now, this is something that's been on the rise with social media. You know, people listen to content creators and they feel connected to the content they're putting out, and then they create this sort of alternate reality of themselves and that person. But however this resonates for you, Aries, it could be somebody that you pass by in the hallways of where you live or your work, or maybe where you go to school or something. There's so many different ways this can show up. But again, this all goes back to you relishing in the attention to prove yourself, right? Because even though this can be really annoying, they're all signs that you're on your way, that you're leveling up. And it's things like this that, well, they come with the territory. As annoying as it is, it's just a part of it. But your best approach here is to always lead by example. Don't go out of your way to put anybody down or to hurt anybody. I'm also hearing that now is a time when you need to think about every action you take, every word you say, and how it's going to impact another. If it's not going to better a situation, stay silent. Never go out of your way to put another down. Observe and stay strong. And this is something that I said in one of the readings as well. It was either the collective or Scorpio reading, but never pay back evil with more evil, right? Whatever that means here for you. Just keep it pushing. Yeah, right on the bottom of the deck. Knight of Swords, Ten of Cups, Four of Wands. Yeah, keep it pushing. You have way too much to lose here now with this Ten of Cups. Alignment, happiness, Four of Wands, celebration. Yeah, I just heard, even though you are the warrior of the zodiac, now is the time to practice being a peaceful warrior. You should only be harnessing the power of the warrior that you contain within to elevate yourself forward, not to come against any other individuals. The only reason why individuals would want you to come against them is to slow you down or to quite possibly get you to relinquish your new position that you are stepping into. They don't even deserve your attention, nor do they deserve your time. What do we have at the foundation, please? Queen of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy at the foundation of the reading. Perfect. Now, this Five of Cups with this Queen of Cups stacked at the foundation of the reading is giving us a perfect representation of this opposing force that I'm picking up on. The Queen of Cups from this deck is a very codependent, a very emotionally insecure energy, something that you might not have seen until you started to push forward, like I mentioned earlier on in the reading. What you're starting to witness now, or what you're going to begin realizing very soon, is that this individual is having some sort of spiritual downfall ever since you have removed yourself, which is just another way of saying that they were feeding off of your light. You were, I just heard, a karma blocker for this person. So this can really speak about your presence in this person's life being a kind of good luck charm that would keep the wolves at bay, so to speak. But now, since you've removed yourself, they're getting pelted from all different angles and they cannot handle it. This person, for some of you, could be a drinker as well. I've got the Five of Cups here. And the Queen of Cups from this deck, whenever I see this card, it's like a drunk peacock or a peacock on crack. It's just an energy that's very discombobulated all over the place, right? It has this very kind of like hungover kind of energy to it. So this could speak directly on this person, right? Here you are walking away, and now here they are, right? And we got some cups here. So maybe they're in the bottle. Okay, I'm hearing something about this individual trying to drink away the demons that are coming for them, which is all based on what they were trying to do to you. So it could be that they are now having to sit with the guilt of all of these actions that they formed against you, okay, weapons that they formed against you, rather, and they can't handle it. See, guilt is the most common form of karma, I believe, because we all hold it, right? Guilt can be useful if you're somebody who's self-aware, right? Doesn't matter how perfect you run your life. We all make missteps, but if you're grounded and you recognize that, then you know how to use that guilt you may feel to your advantage to self-improve. Where you really want to be at in life is at a point that allows you to think about poor decisions or, again, missteps, and you can sit there and say to yourself, yeah, I could have done that better. Moving forward, I've learned my lesson. This is a very healthy relationship to have with yourself. And you'd be surprised, Aries, just how many people do not have this relationship with themselves. Most people make up excuses. I didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with what I did, right? They're not self-aware. They don't want to face themselves. Admitting you were wrong, admitting that you took some missteps, admitting that you could have done something better is cool. It's attractive. It makes you a better person. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. People trust you. People want to give you opportunities because they know that if a mistake is made, that you'll own up to it. We're humans. We're flawed by design. Making mistakes is all a part of who we are. We're supposed to make mistakes. And once you begin to learn how to reframe those mistakes in a way that allows you to succeed at something, this is when you're truly winning at life, at the game of life. Well, I've tried that one before. It didn't go in my favor. Let's try something else. Something I always mention, reframing how you perceive failure. Failure can be your greatest tool to actually get success in your life. It's those failures that you can use to narrow your options to finally getting that success. What do we have at the sacral, please? The Hermit, Furcus, Virgo energy at the sacral. Now, this is speaking very clearly on what I was picking up in regards to some sort of generational curse here. The Hermit from this deck is an energy that sees you going the opposite direction of your purpose, essentially staying in this cycle of the past, just repeating the same pattern, the same nightmare year after year, over and over again. And I just heard that you're not going to realize how much of a nightmare it truly was until you move on from it. But there's a pattern here. Okay, I just heard pattern recognition. This has been coming up in the readings a lot lately about us needing to step back and look at our lives through a wider lens, so to speak, and notice where the patterns are. Is something up there? Is there something that is repeating year after year? Is there something that makes you feel like you're not evolving? Or do you feel like you're cursed in an area of your life? This could be because there's some sort of generational patterning that you are being guided to break out of. And this is all being represented right here with these 4 cards. There could be a lack of growth in things having to do with your stability, your foundation, right there at the root chakra. There could also be a lack of growth in any sort of passion projects with this energy right there at the sacral. And I'm hearing that the only reason for this is not because you have a lack of skill or talent in this area. It's because of what you surround yourself with, who you surround yourself with. Or for some of you, it's those behavioral patterns, those mindsets that need to be shifted and broken. You need to start looking at your life in a holistic way. Get to the core of things. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? The Fool, Cameo, at the solar plexus. Following what I'm saying here, because see how this energy looks kind of sneaky? It's almost like they're whistling, like tiptoeing around with their hands behind their back. And I wonder if Aries will ever notice what I've done. It's like they're sideballing you, like there's something off. Like they know something that you don't know, right? And it all has to do with what they've been doing to you. Wow. I was just looking at these sort of burn marks there, right? They look like kind of like holes. And immediately I heard poking holes in your happiness, burning holes in your happiness. And if this is somebody that you suspect does some sort of energy manipulation, spell work, or something like this, I'm picking up on somebody writing incantations onto spells. Wow, I just got a loud ringing right as I said that. But yeah, it's like they write incantations onto pieces of paper, right? Spells, and then they burn it. And it's right underneath the star in reverse. Please, Lord Lucifer, I'll do anything. Don't allow Aries to step into the spotlight of their life. Yeah, and this energy here, it gives... I wonder if it's working yet. This is the kind of person that would, let's say, cast a spell on you, okay? And then call you up. Hey, how you doing over there? You feeling okay? Everything good? Yeah? Okay. And you're like, yeah, why? Oh, just wondering. You know, if you need to borrow any money, just let me know. Why would I need to borrow money from you? I don't know, maybe you're falling on hard times? No, I'm not falling on hard times. I got plenty of money in the bank. Oh, you do? Oh, okay. I just heard somebody's coming back to the scene of the crime. Pay attention to who pops up during this time, Aries. Don't respond to this. Don't let them know that you know. Make them suffer with the not knowing. Maybe if they feel the weight, maybe they'll learn their lesson and not do it anymore. Maybe that guilt, maybe that not knowing what's going to come their way will finally eat away at them, and they'll stop doing all of this nonsense to you and probably many other people. Usually when people do this type of stuff, there's more than one victim. They'll do it to many others, maybe get away with it. Like, oh my God, my spell against so-and-so worked. I must be powerful, right? And then they'll just come for the wrong person, you. Somebody who has a calling over your life. You're sent here to do something very specific, and it all has to do with bringing them down, right? It's like your light has attracted them towards you. You didn't even have to do anything. A moth to a flame. What do we have at the heart? Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, Val 4, ambition. Absolutely unbelievable. The Four of Pentacles from this deck is an energy of financial loss. Exactly what I just said. This person has been trying to write incantations, spells, something, some sort of energy manipulation to get you to lose your stability, your foundation by hitting your money. Most of the cards in this reading have followed what I've said prior to the card coming out. Now, because we live in a material world in the third density, finances, stability is obviously incredibly important. So this is how somebody can destabilize you. They try to chip away at the structure by which your life is built on. But as long as you keep these individuals out of your life and out of your energy the best you can, Aries, they cannot affect you. They can only affect you when you allow them to affect you. When you feel something pulling on your energy, get up, fight, work harder. Take that negativity you feel being projected onto you and transmute it into power. There is a way to turn all of this around in your favor, but you have to be disciplined, like we said earlier on in the reading. I just got a ringing in my ear right as I said that. You're so close, but you got to push really hard now. Now is not a time to take your foot off of the accelerator. If anything, press harder. Do not take any sort of financial risks at this time, and stay away from any sort of gambling. This is how you can ensure that this energy cannot find a clear passageway to you by not taking risks. You don't need to take risks. Everything that you're going to need moving forward is on the horizon line. Just keep focused. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, Light of Understanding. Following everything I'm saying perfectly, you need to move in a very thorough, very methodical fashion at this time, with precision, with the knowing that these energies are doing everything they can to try and tear you down before you cross that finish line. I just heard batten down the hatches energetically. I'm hearing something about, any new energies that are trying to get into your life right now, just hold off on. Okay? Focus on the task at hand. All of your energy needs to go into this, whatever this is for you. Don't create opportunities for the enemy to wedge its way into your life and distract you from your intended target. I just heard you're on the last lap, Aries. And right on the bottom of the deck, I have the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups from this deck looks like somebody who is getting ready to run across the finish line, right? What do we have at the throat, please? On the last lap is exactly right. And look, you have the cup in your hand, like I just saw on that Page of Cups. Ace of Cups. So the page to the ace, that's like the full gamut. See, when you cross this finish line, you complete this entire cycle. This is why all of this is happening. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy with this Ace of Cups. There's an overwhelming sense of emotion that's going to flood over you once you cross through into this new timeline, once you cross over that finish line. There's going to be a lot of things that are illuminated to you. There's going to be a lot of truths that all of a sudden just unearth themselves from the deep recesses of your mind, maybe things you've been burying, maybe things that you didn't even want to have to deal with, or maybe there was things you just didn't want to accept about certain people. But as you step into this new timeline, you're going to have a shift in your reality. Your entire life is going to be completely different. You're going to see these energies that you once saw as a very huge, important part of your life in a way that you could have never imagined. Now you look back and you're like, I can't believe it. I escaped hell by the skin of my teeth. What do we have at the third eye? Perfect. Death card, Scorpio energy, Mumia. Unbelievable that we got this card right after this, because this is right here. God, the end of the universe, the end of that cycle, the end of that reality. Endings and rebirth influences health and longevity. Says right here, obtains the mercy of God and gives long life. It says right here, influences health and longevity. Okay, so this is a very clear message here that You are getting ready to step into the beginning of the rest of your life. I heard it just like that. Death to the old and a birthing of the new. What do we have at the crown to close this out for Aries? Perfect. Ten of Cups, Pisces energy at the crown. And we saw the Ten of Cups earlier on in the reading, underneath one of the other decks. And now we have it come out here at the crown. And remember how I was speaking about this sort of culmination of these timelines of past, present, and future you? This is what this Ten of Cups really speaks about, because here's your higher self. Here you are in the here and now, and here's your inner child. There's a convergence. You're catching up to your higher self. God, master of the universe, divine warrior, confounds the wicked, brings victory and peace. Ten of Cups is one of the most high vibrational cards in the tarot, and it's really speaking about where you're going. It's an energy of complete love and contentment. It's an energy of harmony and alignment. And it's right underneath this Chariot. Victory, alignment, and the beginning of the rest of your life. All right, Aries, this is what I have for you. There's a great message here, and I certainly hope that you're able to take something useful from this to help you on your path. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And also don't forget to turn on your notifications, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.